The 4th season of the Legacy Leagues in the books, the Summer 17 season. 2 undefeated teams this time. Thank God there wasn't 3, right? We would have had some controversy. You thought there was controversy before. And the playoff picture is set, so let's take a look at that now that we know who is where. The Week 9 postgame show presented by Body by Ryan Fitness. He's a custom nutrition coach. Awesome website if you haven't seen it yet. That'll be the link below this video this week. So we have all the rankings. We're going to make you wait a little bit for that. Let's first talk about the games and who wrapped up the regular season. And there's actually some repeat matchups from Week 9 in the first or second round, depending on which round we get to. So one of those matchups that will be happening again, the 8 versus the 9, if I have that correct. Yes, STP and Sportslook, they played in Week 9. They will play again in what we're calling the second round, the round of 16. STP took this one tonight by 50. And if one of you guys just wants to chime in, we're going to try to move quickly through those and then get the matchup set. But that is one matchup. 110-60 STP. Sportslook short-handed, so hopefully they can get a team here for that second round matchup.
Yeah, they missed some key players tonight. Dan Kokoros was not here tonight. Nick Baccarella, obviously one of their point guards, and Brian Acevedo, who's arguably the best player on their team, went down with an ankle injury and then was later tossed from the game. So, just not a very dysfunctional game from Sportslook. I don't want to judge too much off it. So looking at that matchup, we really can't look at this one and say, okay, Sportslook's going to lose because they got killed by STP. They didn't have their team. So it's going to be a competitive game in the playoffs, and I think that they're going to be back and be hungry to come back and get the next one.
I think as many 8-9s are, that's going to be an interesting, very different game compared to this one. Anything quick?
No, just
okay.
You thought I was watching Hoosiers there one player.
Another matchup from Week 9 that we will be seeing in the first round, which will take place this Thursday. Lob and sometimes Y. We'll get to their seeds in a second. But they also played tonight, 77-37 Lob. I think that's one that we're going to say maybe we will see more of the same, right? When they play Thursday, this week again.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let Stucky take this. I think he's going to say the same thing as me, Eric Singleton.
Yeah, Eric Singleton, he's a beast, and he can score. And tonight's game, you saw that he really got his teammates involved, and he knew that this was a weaker team, and he knew that this was a team where he could flex his muscles a little bit and try to do different things, like work on different things. He looked at this game as I'm going to work on passing, I'm going to work on how I attack the board, I'm going to work on how I grab rebounds. So it was a good game for him, about 2 or 3 times.
We'll see if they can keep that going when they play them again, and then even in that second round if they get that far. A couple close games tonight. We'll start with another, Tech Fest, I'm sure, as a lot of people saw. Monstars and Central Chocolate. Monstars were able to win, stay undefeated. They will be the top seed in the bracket, the number 1 overall seed. Due to the tiebreaker with no limit, both are undefeated. The Monstars stayed undefeated, beating Central Chocolate 71-69. A couple crazy plays at the end. Central had a couple chances to grab the lead, but we might even get to see this one again in the playoffs.
I hope we do, because I feel like we could see a different outcome. Central Chocolate played a great game. And again, just like that Brotherhood game in Week 1, it came down to free throws. They made 11 of their 20 free throw attempts. So if you make half of those that you missed, that's a whole new game and maybe even a win. So if they can just get it done at the free throw line, we could see another classic on our hands. And that was a great game, but it hurts to lose at the free throw line, which is where I think they lost the game.
The Monstars, the top seed, as I mentioned. Central, the 7th overall seed. They'll take on Goon Squad, the 10 seed, who beat Run TMC tonight, 88-75. What do we expect? So we have Goon Central. It's crazy, I actually just realized this. Goon Temptations in the fall was a triple overtime quarterfinal game. So we get to see that again. Carmine Santarelli and company against Matt Marconi, Brandon Massaro, and Goon Squad. What did Goon Squad show against Run TMC as we head into the playoffs?
That they can rebound, and that they can shoot the 3. I was surprised. Run TMC came out on fire, especially John Rowan. He had 7 threes today. But the two teams combined for 23 total three-pointers tonight, and it was almost a dead-even split. So I was really impressed with how Goon Squad showed that they can stay in a game in a shootout, and then once the game kind of ventured to beneath the rim, then DJ Ellis really got going beneath the rim. Obviously, Marconi got his, 33 total points. And Brandon Massaro back was huge, 7 assists. So Goon Squad's going to be a tough out. Obviously, Central Chocolate will probably be the favorite, but I think that's another really good game.
Yeah, for a 7-10. So Run TMC, who lost to Goon Squad, is the 13 seed. They'll play in the first round on Thursday against Fry Time, who was unable and comes in as the 20th of 20 teams. They were unable to beat the Double Dribblers, some of their buddies, in a what we thought would be an evenly matched game. But the Double Dribblers were able to win by 10, 66-56. Anything to take away from that one? I thought Fry Time used their size better, despite losing.
I also agree. If you give Fry Time any credit on a winless season, you got to give them credit tonight for using their size to their advantage. But what the Double Dribblers did is that they took a negative situation and turned it into a positive. Jesse got teched out of the game, arguably one of their best players on the team. He's amongst our league leaders in three-point field goal percentage. So when he got teched out, you kind of thought the Double Dribblers was going to fall, but his brother Jeremy picked it up. Great. He played a great game. He had 26 points, 9 rebounds. So they did all the little things. And after the game, he said, once my brother got teched out, we knew we had to do whatever we had to do to get a win against a team that is kind of struggling like us. And he's actually predicting a first-round upset for them. So we'll see,
They will take on Stranger Danger as the 18 seed and Stranger the 15. So who knows? 2 evenly ranked teams. That'll be on Thursday night. Times to be determined. Another 2 teams fighting for the 3 seed. The Brotherhood wins the game and wins the 3 seed after the evening. Brotherhood and the Throne. I thought that was an awesome game. A lot of back and forth. It was close throughout. And the Brotherhood wins by 5 after making some free throws. And it was really a 1-possession game. But so the Brotherhood 3, Throne fall to 6. We'll get to who they play in a second. But the Brotherhood kind of, I think, had that fight back. And I think they just met a good Throne team that was finally tested and I think responded.
Yeah, well, usually when Brotherhood has a close game, we talk about how it shouldn't have been a close game. They kind of let their guard down a little bit, but the Throne really earned everything they got in tonight's game. They made it close. And it wasn't the Brotherhood choking it away and squandering easy possessions. The Throne really made it tough on them tonight. And Russ Payton had a great game for the Brotherhood, and it was much needed because Mike wasn't as efficient from 3 as he's normally been. I think he was only 3 for 9 from outside. But that's why Russ stepped up and had a huge day. And he was 8 for 12 from the field. So you needed every look that Russ got. You needed him to be good with, and he was. And ended up coming down to the last couple possessions. So anytime you have a guy like Russ, 25 points, efficient scoring, that's going to be a huge factor for your team getting wins.
So the Brotherhood, and again, you can see the bracket, I'm sure, on all social media, and we'll have it up on the site for you. The Brotherhood will get the winner of Lob, sometimes Y. So that could be interesting in the second round. The Throne will get the winner, we'll play the Bad Boys, who are the 11 seed. They won in overtime tonight against Stranger Danger, 89-87. It's tough because Stranger Danger deserves credit for getting it to overtime, and even in overtime, having a chance to win the game in overtime. Right. A huge flurry at the end, I'll let you guys tell that. And then it's like they kind of blew those chances in overtime to actually seal that win. But first, I think we should give them the credit for that 8-point flurry, right?
Yeah, it was 79-71, 34 seconds left, and steal, turnover, bucket. Steve Eccles hit a 3, I believe. I'm not sure who thought that 3, but the comeback Stranger Danger lost the game, but I think they can take a win out of that game. There was a point where they both teams called a timeout, and the Bad Boys were all arguing, and Stranger Danger was huddled up talking about the game. And I've never seen that from that team. Steve Eccles was consistent. I don't know. It was weird seeing a game where Stranger Danger did the right things at the end of the game.
It only took them 9 weeks, right, Stuck?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, to piggyback off of Greg. We have to give them credit this week for closing out a game. They actually closed out a game. But now we could go and say overtime they failed to close out the rest of the game. But when in the 4 quarters that you're supposed to play, and you're supposed to play that entire 40 minutes, this is the first game that you can say they played an entire 40-minute game, but they just needed a little bit more because unfortunately this game was 42 minutes for. So we'll see next week for them.
The last of the really close games that we haven't talked about, No Limit Redemption Redemption may have had as many as 6-7 point leads at times in the third quarter of that game. I was looking over, but No Limit wins by 5, 71-66. I mean, I think Redemption showed us that they're going to be a team to watch out for as
Underrated.
the 12 seed taking on Flint, who we'll get to in a second, as the 5. But
I mean, you said it. I think Redemption's underrated. I mean, granted they do match up very well with No Limit. They have a lot of big guys, and they just pushed it in the paint. I mean, Dom Migliaro had a hell of a game. He hit maybe 8 threes that game. He played great defense. They matched up well against No Limit, but really in the end it was Ty Sands. At the end of the game, I think it was a minute left. He had 8 straight points, and his athleticism was just too much for Redemption.
as I mentioned, Redemption, the 12 seed, Flint, the 5, due to tiebreakers with that 7-2 record. Flint handled Flight Club tonight. Great fan turnout,
Yeah.
I think, as we
Corn dogs.
expected.
Corn dogs.
all
Corn
over the
dogs.
place. I even had them after my game, which is like not safe. That was a bad choice. But they win 92-48. I think even the post-game press conference said Flint Tropics, just eating corn dogs, in parentheses. Not much of an interview, but they handled Flight Club. As I mentioned, the 5 seed. I think they're a team to watch out for if that 5-4 Flint Moose matchup does come along. I think that'll be interesting.
Yeah, they played a hell of a game. I mean, I think Stuckey would agree. Flint is, I mean, I know they won't have Mike Bizzuto until if they make the finals, and that's a huge loss, but we saw in this game, the whole first quarter, Bizzuto really didn't play. They kind of started to see what they had without him. Matt Surr had 9 or 10 blocks this game.
Wow.
He's a beast down low. Drive against him, he's probably going to swat you, and it's just really the depth that shows about this Flint Tropics team, their continuity.
Yeah, what's funny about that game is the Flight Club came out and they wound up in pajamas. And the Flint Tropics gave them the perfect nightmare, right? And they put him right to bed. They put him to sleep tonight.
That sounds like a headline.
They blew him out, 92-48. Though Mike Bizzuto didn't start, he finished the game with 31 points, 9 rebounds. So even when he's coming off the bench, he's still contributing greatly. So Flint Tropics, you guys the league got to watch out for this because they're a good team.
We mentioned Flight Club, who I think disappointed a little tonight. They're the 16. They'll take on the Untouchables in the first round, who I think played a pretty good game against Team Moose tonight. And that means that could even be a really good game on Thursday between Flight and the Untouchables. Moose wins 77-59. Have at it.
Well, just Untouchables did play a great game, and they shot the ball really efficiently. But if you want to look at Team Moose, they played one of their sloppiest games of the year, while Untouchables played one of their best games of the year, and Team Moose won by almost 20 points. I just think it shows how dangerous they're going to be come playoff time. They're just the addition of Trevor Chavez, I think, puts them over the top as a legitimate title contender. And they're the most patient team I've ever seen. They started off really sloppy and just never once looked like, on one possession, that they ventured outside of the game that they've played for the first 9 weeks of the season. So, we've seen teams lose composure in close games, and I just don't think Team Moose will be one of them, which would be a huge edge in the playoffs.
Right. And that about wraps up Week 9. So now quickly I want to go through what's going to happen on this Thursday at 9 and 10 p.m. We have 4 games, and then who they will play. And there's also a couple of matchups that are set for that second round. So, first round, and I'm going to put you guys on the spot. If anyone has a word to describe the matchup, you can be mean. 16 Flight, 3-6. With the tiebreakers and RPI, they are the lowest 3-6 team. They'll take on the 17-seeded Untouchables again this Thursday. Times will be coming out, but Flight Untouchables.
Upset alert.
Ooh, is that an upset? 16 and 17. All right, okay. Maybe
Arguably.
Technically.
Untouchables. Okay. The winner of that in the first round will play the Monstars in the second round on Monday, August 7th. Okay, all that's still to be determined time-wise. 15 Stranger Danger, 18 Double Dribblers. Word for that one taking place on Thursday.
Upset.
And I mean,
that may be an upset.
Okay.
It depends on how Stranger Danger closes out this game, because double dribbles can stay around.
Okay. I think for the last two, that won't
not
be the
buying
word.
that.
Okay. All right, because I want a different word than upset. The winner of 15 Stranger, 18 Double Dribblers will play the 2-seeded No Limit in the second round on Monday. You see a pattern here. On Thursday, 14 Lob, 3-6, and 19-seeded Sometimes Why. They actually had a better RPI than the 0-9 Fry time, so they will come in at 19. The winner of that game on Thursday will play the 3rd-seeded Brotherhood. The pairings are also the same as an NCAA tournament bracket, 3-14, 4-13, 8-9, 5-12. We'll get there. A word for lob, sometimes why that isn't upset.
Yawn.
Eric. Just Eric.
Just Eric.
Yawn. Okay, good. I
Blow
like
up.
it.
No
I
chance.
like it. Blow up. We got good. We do have a vocabulary in there.
Yeah.
Good. Not just upset. Good. 13 TMC, 20 fry time. They'll take place on Thursday. The winner will take on Team Moose in the second round, the round of 16 on Monday, the 4-13 if the higher seed wins. TMC fry time summary.
Fried.
Which is what is going to happen to Friday time.
Yeah, I was about to say cooked too.
Cooked. Okay. All right, we're getting there. Now for some of the more concrete matchups you will actually know from filling out those brackets, the 5-12. We've talked about it. Flint and Redemption. This will be on Monday, August 7th. Again, times to be determined. Flint Redemption. One word.
Peeling.
Appealing.
Interesting.
I like it. We're going deep in the vocab. for
Dangerous.
this one. Dangerous. 6 Throne, 11 Bad Boys. And we'll get into some of the tiebreakers so no one gives me any crap on Facebook tomorrow morning. Throne Bad Boys.
Throne.
Exciting.
Excited. I agree.
Turnovers.
Thrown.
7-10 Central and Goon Squad. We've talked a little bit about this.
Physical.
Yeah, physical. I agree.
Going to be a battle on the boards in that one. 8 STP, 9 Sports Look.
Technicals.
You're not wrong.
Where's the sports look player?
Right, actually appearing. So, as I mentioned quickly, then we'll get out of here. Monstars, No Limit, both 9-0. Monstars, 0.593 RPI to 0.575, so the Monstars are the 1 seed. Clog Jam at 7-2, Brotherhood, Moose, Flint, and the Throne. As you can see on the post, I will put up all the RPIs. Brotherhood had the best 0.583, the Throne, 0.518. So that's how that tiebreaker came down because all the teams didn't play each other. All right. Then we had 6-3. Throne, just kidding, Central, and was just 6-3. And STP, they won today. Clearly we prepared for this. Central 0.550, the better RPI. They did not play STP. There's your tiebreaker. Sports Look alone 5-4 team. Goon Squad and Bad Boys both 4-5. They also did not play. Goon Squad 0.514 RPI, just better. It's math. I don't get to pick this. Then a whole bunch of 3-6 teams. Redemption 3-6 team with the best RPI actually escapes that first round game. Then followed by TMC, Lob, Stranger, and Flight. 2-7 teams. Untouchables and Double Dribblers. Again, better RPI. They did not play. Same thing with Fry Time and sometimes one. That should eliminate a lot of Facebook baloney, hopefully. Any last comment quickly about maybe the most appealing matchup, interesting seed, anything?
I don't know. This is an exciting season for me. You know, it's really exciting to see these guys come out here and do what they do every week.
They're ready for Thursday.
Can't wait.
Yeah, you'll like to hear this, Joe. I think TMC is the lowest seeded team that they shouldn't be that low. You know, out of all the teams that are ranked in that bottom half, I think you guys are the one that shouldn't be there. So watch out for Run TMC.
I actually don't like you.
Stranger danger too.
I'm just putting my antlers on. Watch out for Team Moose.
I agree. So, even looking down the road, Moose Flint, then Moose Monstars. If it's chalk the whole way, No Limit Brotherhood could be a semifinal matchup. We could have No Limit Central in the quarters. We could have Brotherhood Throne again in the quarters. I like it.
That would be nice.
I like it.
It's gonna be
I
some
like
fun.
it. No easy roads here, people. Summer 17 playoffs coming at you Thursday, August 3rd at 9 and 10 p.m. The winners and everyone else will play in the second round on Monday, August 7th. We'll have top plays. We'll have our bracket. And then we'll see you here Thursday. All-Star Draft, 7:30 p.m. Some of these lovely faces will be revealing the All-Star teams, and the captains will be picking them. So we will see you Thursday. Week's not over yet. Just getting started. Thursday for the first night of the playoffs. For the guys, I'm Joey. We will see you Thursday.